I had a really big accident with this monitor when I was about to switch desks, and I was putting on the mount and I kind of underestimated how heavy the monitor is, and when I unscrewed the bottom of it, it kind of like went black forward, like face down onto the desk. Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to K on it. Just kidding. That's what I do on IG and Southeast Asia. But today, I decided to bring back reviews. I remembered back in the day, I used to review like laptops and even PCs. But for now, I'm going to be reviewing something I've never done before, not even on IGN, which is review a monitor. So thank you so much to Acer for hooking me up with this, because I've wanted to try out a new monitor for so long. I've had one monitor, which is one I'm using right over here, for a while now, and honestly I wanted to see what else I can get in the world of monitors that is not too high in price and can suit my needs. So Acer hooked me up with the ACER NITRO XV3 monitor, and it's actually something that I've always wanted. Okay, surprisingly, I thought that monitors are just so different depending on what you want, but this is basically a one-size-fits-all for me. A lot of my gaming actually covers like high-end and AAA games, as well as, you know, first-person shooters like Valorant and even indie games. So like it's hard for me to pinpoint what monitor suits me, and I wanted something with great color accuracy as well, because I do edit some videos once in a while when Nat's not editing it, and even pictures, and I wanted something reasonable in price. So first of all, let's talk about the specs. So this monitor is 27 inches. Throughout my life, I've only ever used 24 inches, so this is actually a nice change. A bit wider than I thought I would like, but honestly it's such a great size. I feel like ever since going into 27, I don't think there's any other size I want to go other than 27. I mean, you can go 32 and stuff, but I think that's
way too big
if you're playing PC games, but that's just me. So also another thing I like about this is a 240 Hz display. So in my mind, I thought 144 Hz is the all end all, but I did notice that like there's a huge increase in how do I say this? A huge increase in me getting better. What's wrong with my English? I did notice that I did start getting better at Valorant ever since I switched over to this monitor, but let's talk about that later. It also comes with an IPS display, 1920 by 1080 display. I know, a bit disappointing because I might just go for 4K, but I think the prices for 4K, even 2K, can go a little higher than what we have right now. 1 millisecond response time, a 16.7 million colors supported, NVIDIA G-Sync compatible, a dual HDMI 2.0, a display port, as well as 2 speakers. Not really my thing, the speakers, but you know, if you're a type of person who uses speakers, you do you. But what I'm really happy about is the dual HDMIs as well as DisplayPort, because I do tend to use the DisplayPort to my PC, and then the HDMIs are connected to either my capture card or direct to my PlayStation or even Switch. Now let's talk a little bit about the design. So unfortunately, I know that you guys have watched my videos before, and I've been raving about an all-white kind of like setup, and the monitor unfortunately comes with only one color, which is black, which is no biggie, because I was thinking of getting some contact paper and like sticking it on the side, and maybe it'll work out. I don't know, wish me luck. I'll do another video on that. But speaking of bezels, the bezels on this are completely so slim. I barely even noticed them. Like, I freaking love it. The stand of the monitor that it came with is actually so sleek because of how because of the metallic base, and it's actually quite sturdy as well. So as I'm a rage gamer, I tend to do this when I game. And let's just say I've had some pretty expensive accidents while doing that, so that's definitely a must. I like the fact that all the buttons are on the back and on the side, so it doesn't look weird, and it's actually very easy to access. All you have to do is just reach the side, right at the right side back of the monitor, and everything's gonna be there. And it does, you don't have to press like weird buttons to go up and down. It does come like with like a knob for you to move everything up and down as well, which is kind of nice. Also guys, what I really like most about this, my PC, the biggest problem is that it does not have enough ports. Like, I wish there were more, but thankfully this monitor came in clutch. It does provide another 4 USB 3.0 ports, which is super nice. I like that a lot. All right, the most important part, let's talk about Z performance. So as you know, I just got bronze 3 on Valorant last night. I'm so proud of myself. I actually climbed from iron 3 all the way to bronze 3 just with this monitor. Like, before this, I was trying hard, but I was just like kind of like going up between bronze 1 and iron 3 back and forth. So I am gonna have to partially credit my success on this monitor, and let me tell you why. So I feel like on this monitor, I've been reacting a lot faster, and my aim has been a lot easier as well. Like, I feel like my sprays are a lot more accurate, because back then I feel like I can't really properly see where the enemy head is or where the enemy is. I whiff so bad, but now I feel like it's a little bit more crispy for me to see. And honestly, because of the color accuracy as well, I feel like if, say, like I'm on B side split, right, and then Raze is hiding behind a box, I actually noticed like top of her hat, like yellow right over there, right above the box, and I'm able to just boom headshot her so easy. Haha, toxic. But yeah, I do notice that I'm able to do that a lot more. Now let's talk about the cinematic sort of games such as Shadow of the Tomb Raider and even like Control. So those games have a lot of darkness in them. Okay, you know what? Let's talk about horror games as well. Let's talk about Devour, something that I've been putting up on my YouTube channel a lot recently. So one thing I noticed is that the games, when I play on my previous monitor, when I see darkness, it's just pure dark. Like, I can't really tell what's going on. It's not until I get so close by to what's in front of me that I'm able to see. So it's kind of like, it's not really a fun time. But I noticed on this monitor, like, darkness has more depth to it. I noticed that there's different shades of black. Like, you can see the silhouettes of something in distance, silhouettes of something darker, which means that it makes the game's atmosphere a little bit more, I guess, like better or creepier depending on the game that you play. And I mean, let's be real here. Even though it is not pitch black, I'm still gonna close my eyes whenever I'm gonna be chased on Devour. So does it really matter though?
Okay, who's that? Where are you? Where are you? Where?
No, Banana just left me. Why is she giggling?
Oh,
my
shit.
god. Oh shit, I'm gonna die.
Where are you?
Okay, now let's talk about content creation. I do edit some videos and pictures when Nad isn't. So one thing I noticed that I had this issue with my previous monitor is that whenever I feel like, oh, it looks very colorful and what I want, and then when I move it over to my phone to post on social media, I noticed that it's really washed out and I couldn't really figure why. So more editing is needed on my phone. I'm like, why? I could have just edited the whole thing on my phone. Why? But then when I use this monitor, I noticed that, I mean, it's not the most color accurate for sure, but it does come pretty close. And I'm pretty okay with that because the difference is not that stark. So I'm okay with it. So speaking about color editing and all that, how you want to see the color can actually be changed on the monitor itself. There are different preset modes, but the thing is, I'm not a big fan of the modes that are already in because I think that I have my own preferences for how I want the monitor to look like. So mine is pretty much, I just use custom. The customization that comes with this is actually really good. You can go from super washed out to super bright to super contrast. It's up to you. And because it supports such a broad range of colors, I don't think you're gonna have a problem trying to pick out which one you prefer. Also, guys, it does come with HDR mode. I mean, you can actually turn it on the monitor itself, but I noticed that when I turn on HDR on Windows itself when I'm using this monitor, when I'm streaming, the colors are kind of washed out. So I recommend turning on HDR for the monitor itself, but do not turn it on Windows if you're gonna stream. But if not, I don't think it's gonna be an issue. So there's another point I wanted to say, which is durability. So I had a really big accident with this monitor when I was about to switch desks and I was putting on the mount and I kind of underestimated how heavy the monitor is, and when I unscrewed the bottom of it, it kind of like went black forward, like face down onto the desk. I mean, I wouldn't be really concerned if that's the case, but the problem was I had like screws where it fell. And I was so worried that the monitor would actually crack. And I was so scared. I was like, oh my god, they are gonna kill me. I can't believe I cracked their monitor. But when I carried it up, I noticed that there is just like a little bit of a dent there. And I mean, it's here. It doesn't really bother me because I rarely even looked that side. But like, I was so scared that I would have like cracked the inside area, and that would have been bad. But it's just a little bit of a dent. And I just want to say this monitor is it's built like a tank. So, verdict. It's a great quality monitor, honestly, with great durability. If you're a rager, if you're very butterfingery like me, I think you're gonna enjoy this because it's not gonna break so easily. If you're gonna punch the monitor, I cannot promise that it will not break, so do that at your own volition. It's great for games because of the color accuracy, so if you play games like Valorant or even like games with like AAA titles, you're gonna get really great color payout from the screen. And honestly, even games like Cyberpunk look good. Also, for content creation, as I mentioned before, really great color accuracy. You don't have to re-edit your pictures on your phone, which I really like because I feel like I'm busy all the goddamn time. So please, this monitor has saved my life. And the price to me is actually pretty reasonable. I know like some of you guys are saying like 1K and above is pretty steep, but hear me out. 240Hz display with 27 inches, HDR, and great color accuracy. I feel like 1599 is a great and very reasonable price for a laptop, and you're gonna get like a lot of use out of this, which is why I'm saying it's such a great value monitor. So if you're planning on getting this monitor for yourself, you can actually get one on the Acer website, the official Acer Shopee, as well as Lazada, and even their official retailers. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to drop it down here in the comments below, and I'll be free to answer however I can. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and I hoped it helped you like it helped me. How did it help me? I'm not too sure.